respected scholars, President of the World Federation, Safta Bhai Jafar, OBs, leaders of the Federation, councillors, delegates, and invited guests, Assalamu alaikum. It is always a pleasure and a privilege to stand in front of all of you today to provide updates on the discussion, the World Federation Global Census Project. The Triennial Conference offers a valuable opportunity to reflect on our progress and strategize on the next steps. When we presented our update at the conference in Pakistan, we had outlined in detail our headcount initiative that was undertaken in 2023. We presented our challenges and limitations, particularly in regards to some federations. Alhamdulillah, you had pledged to support us, and together we pushed from Pramukh Sahab and the support from the Pramukh Sahab and Arif Bhai. Are we okay? We managed to conclude this exercise with robust data set that would provide a strong foundation for the census exercise. In all honesty, this simple exercise, counting the brothers and sisters across the globe, proved to be a valuable lesson in the complexity in engaging with local Jamaats through regional federations to ensure complete participation. It was more time consuming than my team and I anticipated. While some embraced the importance of the data, others refused to engage in it. Whilst this highlights the need for better communication and clear understanding of the project's objectives, the importance of this commission cannot be overstated. This undertaking wasn't just about numbers in the world undergoing rapid change, but understanding of a global demographic, age distribution, and geographical spread allow us to better serve our communities, and the value of the data cannot be underestimated. Today, a member from a team who I will introduce very shortly will present a comprehensive summary of where we stand as a community in regards to total numbers of all our members globally and demographic breakdowns, a task that has taken us significant human hours to accomplish. Just this basic data can give us critical information, for example, allocating resources for education programs for youths, tailoring outreach efforts to specific age groups, including insurance cover, matrimonial engagement, and end-of-life care management. If there is one message I wish you all to leave here from our presentation today, let it be comprehensive census data is central in planning for the better future of our generations to come. This time we got an opportunity to conduct a workshop, first of its kind at the World Federation Conference, which we did this morning. All of you here came with rich experience from your professional community and your personal lives, which is paramount in guiding us on our next step. It was heartening to see the responses and your engagement in this. The finding from the workshop will be summarized by my team member. However, at this juncture, we need to understand deeper what is it that the Jamaats already have in place in regards to existing data collection, their members, data management, and storage system. This will identify strengths, weaknesses, a crucial first step to building a robust global database. This will enable us to learn from each other and reach our objectives of creating a digital, interconnected global Khoja-Shia Ismaili community. A significant challenge we all are aware of at this stage is data protection. Privacy concerns are paramount, and we have a responsibility to ensure the security of the information entrusted to us. We will need to work together to establish a clear guidelines and protocols for this exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, can I invite my colleague to come and do his presentation, please? Thank you.
Whilst Sajjad is coming here, just to let you know that the work that you did this morning, first thing in the workshop, he'll be summarizing some of the findings from that as well, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. If you can put up the slides, please, so everyone can follow along. Thank you. 143,764. That's how many Khojas there are worldwide. And we say that with an 85% confidence level. Yes, there are gaps. We probably can get higher quality data, But this is an excellent starting point. On the screen, you see the population pyramid. We have spent months working with individual regions, with Jamaats on the ground, trying to get this number with a high level of confidence. Why is this number important? This headcount helps us plan. Just looking at the population pyramid, in the next 10 years, 20% of the global population will be greater than 65 years old. Are we ready for that? 50% of our population today is economically active. I'd go as far as to say we're probably the richest we've been in decades. How are we leveraging that? How are we leveraging the skills and the financial resources of our community? But only 4% of our population is less than 5 years old, which is significantly below global trends. Are we ready for what the future holds for us? Should we reverse this? If we should, how do we go about it? Just this exercise is a glimpse into how much data adds value in our planning processes. And it's an exercise each region, each Jamaat needs to do to extract insights for the future. And we're working together on this journey. Did you know 99% of the KSI community lives in these highlighted countries? We just live in 18 countries in the world. Did you know 80% of our KSI community lives in these 21 cities? 80% of the world, of our Khoja Shia ethnic community, lives in these 21 cities in the world. We can unpack, we can explore, we can extract a lot more insights, but we need to do this together as we move along. All the regions have already received the data. The Jamaats shared the data with us. So almost everyone in the room should have access to the data for their region, for the Jamaats. We can work together to help extract a lot more of these insights. I want to switch to the workshop this morning. What did you as the conference uncover? Lots of major concerns about apathy, lack of engagement with the Khoja identity crisis. A lot of the challenges have been mentioned on the screen in front of you. But what almost every table unanimously agreed on is there's almost no data to support these assertions. And wherever there is data, it's very anecdotal, very sparse. We tried to do some estimates. Conference is actually pretty good. The conference estimated 29% for our population less than 18 years. The headcount was 28%. But over 65 years, the conference thought 26% of the population is over 65 years. In reality, only 11% are, as things stand. Again, showing sometimes what we estimate may not actually reflect the situation on the ground. How do we store the data we currently have? Some of it is still paper-based. Some of it sits in Excel spreadsheets or in a Google Drive. Some of it sits on the cloud somewhere, some of it on someone's laptop. And we don't really collect data very often. Sometimes 5 to 10 years in census-related exercises, but more often than not, we don't actually have systematic data collection processes. And where we do, coverage is sparse. We don't have high coverage and we have poor accuracy. And while we all acknowledge that there are data protection laws, there's the GDPR, for example, we all, on the tables today, acknowledge that perhaps we could do better in our compliance initiatives for data protection. The data helps us. It helps us in resource allocation and strategy planning and social development. It helps us in matchmaking. It helps us in understanding, should we build schools? It helps us build a Khoja identity through global connectivity. We all agree on this. So if we go ahead, how should we go ahead? You, the conference, said, let's go digital first. Yes, we need to account for regional requirements. digital first may not necessarily work for all regions, and they may need household level interventions. But we all agree digital first should be the primary approach. We need to incentivize participation. Why? Because there are significant challenges. What's in it for me? Why should I give my data to these people asking me for this? There's a lack of interest and engagement. There's a lack of trust. We have resource constraints, volunteers and systems, and we are worried about data security and protection. So we've taken all this feedback from the workshop this morning, from the conference, and we said, we distilled it into 3 key next steps. There's a lot of disparate data, unstructured data, whether in a spreadsheet somewhere or in a ledger somewhere. Let's collect it, let's collate it, let's combine it, let's cleanse it. Let's prepare it in a way that we can all benefit from the insights that data has. And that's the first step we need to do. Combine all this disparate data, bring it together, and we're calling this a baseline assessment. And if the biggest 21 Jamaats, they provide major assistance, we can do this very, very fast because, like I said, 80% of our community lives there. But this exercise isn't just for the World Federation. This exercise adds value for the Jamaat, for the regions, for the World Federations. Everyone's a winner here. So we need to work together. We need to work hand in hand on this because it adds value for all of us. While we do this baseline assessment, we need to start thinking, what's the best way to structure this digital first data gathering system? How do we create this global ID? And it needs to be globally interconnected. It needs to accommodate for a Salesforce and a Zoho, but also for people who are not that, don't have the time and energy to put in data day after day. We do acknowledge that Jamaats would be the primary administrators of such an initiative, but remember, we want, if you get a child, you manage to upload the details on this system, the Jamaat gets a notification to send a care pack, the region says, hey, we need to adjust madrasa capacity because there's a new child born in this Jamaat, and the World Federation updates the global strategy. So we need to have this system live. We need to be able to access insights at the click of a button for all the different parties involved. It's 2024. We cannot afford to be doing detailed census collection activities every 2 or 3 years. We need to move to a living data approach, as close to real time as possible. But how can we do this? I can't do it alone. Shiraz can't do it alone. This is, like I said, a partnership. We need boots on the ground. It adds value for every single one of us. It needs regional Jamaat buy-in, support, and participation. So what are we proposing? We're proposing each region creates a working group, a task force, to work with the World Federation Global Census Project to kick this off. And we need this done soon. We need this done yesterday. And who? Let's get dedicated volunteers. There's so much passion in our communities. Well, let's get the dedicated volunteers, the professionals. We want people who actively network, get buy-in, get the people who are not very engaged and don't trust. Go almost person to person, house to house, saying, please fill out this. So benefits every single one of us. And we need people who can help implement at Jamaat level. That's the future. We need to do it hand in hand. And we will build a globally connected, digital-first community. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.